cravings have kicked in for Laura, so it's time to put some grub in her belly.
Why am I always the hungry one of the show?
I'm just doing my job. Really.
Caroline Gray, editor of Easy Food magazine, has stayed with us. Hi again, Caroline.
Hello.
Today we're making seafood lasagna.
Yes.
So we've tried seafood linguine before. Seafood lasagna, essentially just throwing seafood in on top of your traditional beef lasagna.
Exactly.
Instead of.
And there are a few slight differences. So we have the seafood all cooked, so it's the monkfish, the prawns, the clams, some tomatoes, and here we have the cream sauce for it. So what...
So have a look at... Simon, is this the kind of roux that you usually cook yourself?
Normally, as I was saying to Caroline, normally a roux is butter, flour and then milk, but I think this is what's called a velouté. Is there some difference? What's the difference,
That's the difference. So the difference here is that in this, rather than putting cream into the mixture, into the roux, so the roux is the flour and the butter, rather than using cream or milk, you're using stock. So this is a fish stock. If you're making a chicken velouté, it would be chicken stock.
Okay.
So that's done.
So that's all done. So that's nice. And
it's assembly time, is it?
It's assembly time. So we have our lasagna sheets here. So I'm just going to layer these right in.
Dried lasagna as opposed to fresh.
Exactly. Yes. So you can use whichever one. These are some lasagna sheets that you don't actually need to pre-cook. This is Barilla, and it's just you know, you can just put it right in and it just cooks perfectly with the sauce. So we're just going to add a layer of the velouté sauce here.
Velouté.
Would you, on traditional beef lasagna, or even on this one, would you finish it at the top with a layer of lasagna sheets? Because I've done it in the past and I always burn the top.
No. You'd finish with a layer of the sauce and a layer
and
of
the cheese
white sauce
or something.
and then the cheese.
Okay.
Yeah. And I would normally, because you normally have like whatever grated cheese you want, but then finish it with some Parmesan as well.
Yeah.
Lovely.
So with this, we have, rather than putting a cheese just directly into the sauce, we have some pesto. So obviously with pesto, that's it. So you can kind of just mush it all up, and it's going to cook really nicely together. You don't have to be perfect.
Lovely flavours in there.
Exactly.
Garlic, pine nuts.
Pesto is
it's just,
unbelievable.
yeah, so that's the thing. So in this, even though you're not really putting much into the fish itself or into the sauce, in the pesto, obviously, you're going to have fresh basil, Parmesan, garlic, pine nuts. So, I mean, it's just loaded with flavor. So it's perfect and
so
great for summer.
It's pasta, sauce, fish, pasta, sauce, fish.
Pasta sauce.
And
pasta sauce fish and with the basil in there as well.
And the pesto.
Or sorry, the pesto.
Are you going to finish it off then with cheese, or are you staying away?
No,
from
we're just going to stay with the top. It's just going to stick right with.
Yeah, I'm not sure cheese would go well with the seafood.
Well, traditionally cheese and seafood wouldn't.
Yeah,
but with the pasta, no, wouldn't work.
Well, I think with the Parmesan and the pesto kind of adds just enough of the cheese there. But yeah, exactly. You don't want to kind of enrage any die-hard Italian cooks or anything with this because
well, that's the Chicago way.
That's the Chicago way. We don't skimp when it comes to the saucy layers. So
how long does this go into the oven for?
So this is just going to be in for about 20 to 25 minutes, just until it's kind of bubbling at the sides.
And you did not cook through. You didn't cook the fish completely, so you only had it on.
Exactly. The fish was kind of just cooked enough so that you kind of get the white wine in there and just sort of giving it a head start, but not enough so that it gets tough or anything like that.
Okay.
So you just want to make sure.
What temperature of the oven?
180. So just 180 there. So make sure that's totally covered.
Oh, so you are putting the lasagna sheets on top.
Wow. So lasagna sheets, but then as long as it's kind of covered with the sauce, it's going to make sure that it stays nice. And
look at that.
Maybe that's what I'm doing wrong. That's what I'll bring it with sauce.
Yeah, don't
make sure
it's covered.
Because I usually have to pick off the top.
I know. No.
So here's one that was cooked ahead of time. So you can see again. So even though there are little bits of lasagna, it's not going to be anything too. That's hot. It's not going to be anything that's, you know, you don't want it like super burnt or super.
Yeah, it's a little bit crispy. That's just because the sauce hadn't got out there to the edge. So.
Yeah.
And you have a little side salad, just a little bit of rocket.
Just a little side salad, just something
tomatoes.
nice and fresh to serve with it.
Is that for me?
Me, apparently, according to you.
Well, you're hungry. No, I had my five fruits of the day so far already.
You cooked a fry this morning. Don't mind.
This is true.
Yeah, but I didn't eat it. I cooked it.
You did so.
I wouldn't eat that stuff that early in the morning.
Anyone see him eat any of it?
No,
actually, no one saw him eat it today.
After waking Tommy up over there. We're going to keep it down a bit.
We're still juggling.
He's still juggling. I'm dying to try this. Can I get stuck in here?
You work away.
Caroline, thanks a million. So lasagna with a twist, seafood lasagna, and all of the recipe details will be up on our website. That'll be lovely. Thank you very much. And it's in the current issue as well of Easy Food magazine.
Yep.
Love. What's the verdict?
Molto bene.
Molto bene.
Yeah.
Thank you.